Welcome to division. We're going to do a word problem. It's very similar to the one we did for multiplication. In fact, it's the exact same. We're using the same numbers, but this is going to hopefully help you understand the difference between division and multiplication within algebra. Okay? So, the area of the tiny Dairy Queen parking lot is 175 meters squared. If the length is 35 meters, still 7 times longer than the width, what is the width? So, when we do area, always remember that the formula is A equals length times width, right? We know that. Okay. We're going to substitute in the information that we already know. So we know that the area is 175 meters squared. The question already gives us that information. So I'm going to take out my A, or replace my A, with 175 meters squared. Just like this. Okay? The other information that we already know is what? Well, in the question, it tells us what the length is. So in our A equals length times width formula, we're going to substitute the 35 meters in for L. But we still have the W variable on its own. So we need to figure out what the value of W is. So remember, what's on one side of an equal sign has the same value as what's on the other side of the equal sign. So this is telling us that 35 meters times W equals 175 meters squared. So when one term, like the 35, is on the right side of the equal sign, we actually want to take it over to the other side. So it's with the 175. And since it's being represented by multiplication on this side, if we move it over to this side, it's going to flip to the opposite of multiplication. It's going from the opposite side of the equal sign, so its value is going to be opposite. So if we're multiplying on the right, we take it to the left, we're going to, divide. So you can do that with the division sign or the slash, like a fraction, because remember, a fraction is division. (175 meters squared divided by 35 meters equals W. Okay? So now our next step is that we need to figure out what number goes in, or sorry, how many times does 35 go into 175 equally? So we can use a number line to figure this out. We could skip count by 35 until we hit 175 and count as we go. Okay? So if we have 35, 70, 105, 140, 175. So we're going to end up with 5 meters equals width. Now, from our last video, when you learned that you subtract the exponents when dividing them, let me show you something here. We're dividing 175 meters squared by 35 meters. So we're going to subtract the exponent from this term, which is 2, and this term, which is technically 1. If there's no exponent there, it means there's 1. So we're going to subtract or find the difference between the 2 and the 1. Well, what's that? 1. So that means that this is 5 meters to the 1, but we don't put a 1 there. Okay? It's like it's there, but it's invisible. It's a ghost 1. Okay? So 5 meters equals width. Does that answer our question? Yeah. Our question is, what is the width? Well, you just figured out what the width is. And since it's a word problem, we're going to finish it off with a therefore statement. Therefore, the width of the Dairy Queen, I'm putting DQ, parking lot is 5 meters. Not squared, just meters. And this is it. All right? Remember the 3 dots right there means therefore. So we put that at the beginning of our therefore statement. And that, my friends, is dividing an algebraic expression. Remember the rules? We divide the coefficients and then we subtract the exponent if the base variable is the same. And in this question that we just did, our base variable was W for both. So we were able to subtract those exponents. All right? Hope you're all well, 7-8A. We will talk soon.